Hello and welcome to all the ghouls and vampires out there. I'm Joe. Here's another 5-minute review for you all. Now, I know I skipped out on a good chunk of Halloween this year. Honestly, it's been the roughest month probably of my life, and I don't say that lightly. But I was also working on preparing for something. But I'll tell you at the end of the show. Anyways, Nefarious. Honestly, this one came recommended from Full Screen and Jin. Anyone who knows the channel knows I've teamed up with Full Screen Boss Fights a few times. They recommended Nefarious when we did a Dracula Dead and Loving It review last week. And the movie was not what I expected. It's about a conversation between a psychiatrist and a demon. And the actor playing the demon really blew me away with his performance. He was amazing and creepy. But the really creepy part was, you know me, I'm going to have to spoil things, was not the exchange, which was really good. The theology was also pretty on point. I'll add that bit about the theology, because I'm a Christian. I've been taking more and more interest in theology lately. And the creepy part was all the pictures and notes about the psychiatrist. What's so interesting about it is that it implies that the demon's been watching him all his life. But the pictures do not seem like they were conjured up out of thin air. It seems like our psychiatrist has been watched since he was a little boy. As though maybe his mother had been possessed or something, and the possession passed to him or something as a child. But on the other hand, it's revealed that he euthanized his mother when when she wasn't yet, really about to go exactly. It's kind of implied she was dying, but she could have had a few more months left. It adds a little complexity to the whole discussion. And this movie doesn't seem like it just says, oh, he was evil for doing that. It really tries to make you uncomfortable and think about it. Now, the abortion bit, that's completely lopsided. He's doing it. He does not want a child. He pushed his girlfriend, who didn't want an abortion, to get an abortion. So, right there in the middle of the movie, you lose sympathy for him. Now, at the end, when the criminal is killed, the one who was possessed by the demon passes on to our would-be, I can't say hero. Here's an interesting theory I found online. He seemingly prays to the demon rather than God himself. And so this is why, he's spared. And the demon recurs at the end, and he has published the book. He rewrote it, thinking, I got the last laugh. When in reality, he was played by the demon, who shows up at the end pleased with what he's done. So, right there, that's a pretty good indicator he's done something wrong. So, now, the atheist in here is not immune to demonic possession and whatnot. Arguably, he's even more vulnerable than anyone and everyone else. And I like how it gets into how the one pastor or priest or whatever isn't even a true believer, because he doesn't follow any of the diktats of the Bible, instead believes in modern psychological theory. Now, I'm not knocking psychiatric ideas and theories and whatnot. I think there's good merit in believing in using therapy in a positive way alongside having a confessor or something. This way, you get your spiritual side kind of taken care of or catered to, as well as your psychological side. These can be two different things. But I do put emphasis on the importance of your faith and on keeping to God and what he wrote in the Bible. But that's just me. And on that point, I'm going to say this movie is a 3.1. out of 4 stars. There's a few things I probably would have liked to have done better, but you guys know me, I'm a stickler for a happy ending. And speaking of which, now, many of you were probably upset with me for not coming out with a regular episode in October. I was working on preparing for a crowdfund. Yeah, I know a lot of people might say, oh, that's rich. You are not going to ask for our money. Yeah, I'm not going to make excuses, but I went through some difficult things this year. And this channel has been a positive thing in my life for a good chunk of this year. Because I do love horror movies, especially ones with happy endings. And I wrote a fantasy horror book throughout my pains and sorrows of the past few years. And I suddenly got a blessed offer from one very good press. But the publishers are asking me to cough up about 3.5k USD. I don't have that kind of money right now on me. So I decided I'm do a crowdfund for Brotherhood of the Gemstone. The book, you can find the first few chapters on Substack as a preview. And I'll link to that along with the crowdfund. So you guys could read whether or not you want to support this book and then decide whether you want to go for that crowdfund. And if you do, you'll not get the book, but you will get merch in another book of mine signed, along with the possibility of another writer's books. As I did talk to another author, and she's agreed to work with me on this one. So there's stuff like mugs, there's obviously poster art, there's the possibility of books, as I said. It's all signed, of course, by several people. And yeah, if you think this is your speed, check them out. And, well, if not, then it's not for you. But do remember to share the video and subscribe. Nefarious was a really good movie. And I'm going to be sure to come out with a video soon enough. We have plans for another Dracula video. So stay tuned for that.